everyone, and welcome back to my Gentry build, Gentry kit car. Over there I've got the chassis pretty much all done. I'm just waiting for the engine to come back from a rebore, the block, plus reground crank, etc, etc. But in the meantime, hopefully I'll be back in a week or so now. But in the meantime, all the other components I need to clean. So things like cylinder head, what have we got? Cylinder head, com rods, valves, all the ancillary bits apart from the cylinder block itself. And with that in mind, I thought I would invest in a ultrasonic cleaner, which is this over here. And it's a 30 litre module, and I've got a 30 litre because I wanted to put the cylinder head in it. And this is the size which I anticipate, hope, fingers crossed, haven't tried it yet, that the cylinder head will fit in. Now there's good and bad reviews for these, but 90%, 95% of the reviews I've seen on YouTube have been very positive. But a lot of it is not down to the cleaner itself, but the solution you put in it. And that's where people fall down. And I've seen some people where they've given up and going spiritually immediately because they didn't get a good result on the first or second attempt. Pretty much because they haven't used the right solution. And there are many, many, many different kinds of additives you can put into these things to clean whatever you want to clean. And so even if I try this and it doesn't work out too well initially, I will try a different solution. And it is this suck it and see thing to begin with. All you can do is go by other people's comments and reviews to get the best results for you and for the job you're doing. So if you've tried it and you didn't get a good result, don't give up, because I guarantee that the vast majority of the time is because you've used the wrong solution. So what I'm going to do is now fill this up with reasonably warm water, add the solution I'm putting in, which I've got somewhere, it's over there, which I'll show you a bit later, and give it a go. It's primarily to get the oil off, excess oil, give it a general good clean. I've got carburetors to do, and a whole host of stuff. I have gone through and got a lot of the major grime off in most cases, like on the cylinder block and the valves. So it's not so much hard work for this thing to do. So let's give it a go, see what happens. Okay, so see you in a minute. Bye for now. Bye. Okay, so this is the basket which you put inside that, so it holds everything away from the sides of the cleaner itself and keeps everything contained within the basket. So as you can see, I've got the cylinder head, I've got the rocker shaft, valves and push rods in there at the moment, and I think that will do as a start, as that is the main thing I want to get clean. I'm not too concerned about the outside, it's the inside which I'm more concerned with. So we'll see how it goes. So I've got the solution just there, so I'll pop some of that in. I've already filled up the tank with water. That is, it's already just gone in there. And that is the fill line just here. So you can see I'm a bit short, but don't forget I'm going to be putting that lot in, which will raise the water level and then by the time I put the solution in, I may have to add a bit more water. I might have to take some out, I don't know yet, but let's go ahead, dunk it in, put the solution in, see what happens. Okay, see you in a minute. Okay, so I've now added the water, which I've used hot water, and it's just so that it doesn't take too long for the heater to heat the water up. And I've dunked the basket in. You can't see because I've also added the solution, but if you look, there's already crud floating on the top, so that's a good sign. So now what I need to do is set the settings. So I've already decided that it should be about 40 degrees for 15 minutes, and we'll try it at that first of all and see what happens, I think. So this is the temperature setting here. Knock that down one. That's the actual setting of what the water is at the moment, so it's got about another 3 degrees to get to the 40. And this is the timer, so at the moment it's on 15 minutes, which is what I want. And then what I will do after the 15 minutes, once it's going, I will then take it out, have a look at it, and I'm sure I will have to rotate it to, because it tends to do like 2 or 3 sides rather than all 4. So let's press the go button and see. Now this is going to make a noise when I switch it on, so I will just cut the sound out. Okay. Hello everyone, and welcome back. So this is the first batch out from the ultrasonic cleaner, and when I took them out of the basket I looked and I thought, yeah, okay, clean-ish, not great, but better than when they first went in. But then I started picking up 1 or 2 bits and just wiping them with this blue toweling I've got, and they come up like that. It just literally wipes off the dirt and the grime, although it's on there when you take them out of the basket. Well, it is on mine. It just literally wipes off with that stuff. These are a couple of valves, if you can see that. Absolutely no carbon on that whatsoever. Perfectly clean. Look at the other one. That's not too shabby, to be honest with you. Certainly good for home use. And this isn't finished yet. And this is one of the rocker shaft pedestals. And they've cleaned up really well, considering I've literally just wiped them over with that rag, cloth, toweling. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just lightly, with a rotary wire brush on my drill, I'm just going to quickly go over those and see if they come up any better than that. But even if I left it at that, that is perfectly adequate, considering what they were like, which were completely, especially the exhaust valves, were completely coked up, very black and nasty. So, you know, don't be disappointed if they come out looking like that. I mean, this was only 15 minutes here, with those, so maybe half an hour would have got them up even better. I've got the cylinder head still in the cleaner cooking because I want that to be that's the most important bit for me really, is to get that cylinder head nice and clean on the inside. I'm not too worried about the outside, I can clean it myself if it doesn't clean it, but looking at the end results here, I think I'm going to be pleasantly surprised, especially after I've wiped it down. Okay, so I'm going to, with these, give these just a quick whiz over with a wire wheel, or brass wheel should I say, not steel wheel, and see if I can make that any better. And then I will dig out the cylinder head. By that time it should have been cooked, and we'll take a look. Okay, so first off, impression, very, very good, very good. A couple of people have said to me on the forum that they weren't too impressed with ultrasonic cleaners. They had dishwasher machines at their premises where they worked, but you know, I'm just a bloke in a garage at home, building a kit car, and I can't justify going to a company with dishwashers and stuff to get it done. This is quite adequate for me. You know, you have to lower your limitations, I think, comparison to your workplace, engineering workplace, and your home garage. And for me, this is quite adequate. Right, let's get these cleaned up and I'll be back and we'll see what that cylinder head looks like. Bye for now. There we go. Right, so great success. That's not too shabby. That's literally a few minutes on a wire brush, I mean, sorry. That's the push rod. So easy, so quick. One of the valves. Look at the shine on that. That really wasn't hard work at all. So, from that, which looks not great, to a bit of wiping over with the blue toweling, and then about 2 minutes or so each of those components on the wire wheel. So I've now just got the cylinder head out, and that has come up absolutely beautiful. Look at that. Now this is straight out from the machine. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give this a wipe over and do exactly what I did with the others. Wipe it over and then put a wire wheel over it and see how it goes, but I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up because of lack of light, but looking down there in those chambers, oh, the heat's fogged up the lens. Hopefully that will clear in a minute. Let's bring it out here. Yeah, that's better. It has got right the way down into those chambers and the spark plug holes. Shame I can't pick it up. Let's see if I can zoom in. That might be a better way of doing it. And you can see there's no carbon. That's black cast iron, that's not carbon. Can't tell with that one. The ports are going differently so the light's not showing through it. But I can tell you that that has worked really well. If we look at the combustion chambers just here, I'm just wiping that with my nail, and that's coming off. So yeah, very pleased. Waterways are clear. These were quite gummed up. These were quite gummed up when I put it in, with rust and stuff. And that's without any work on it. So far, this ultrasonic cleaner is working. It's working really well. Yeah, I can't recommend these more than I can really. That's just black paint on there. Plug holes look nice and clean. I will put an old plug down there just to clear the threads. Fantastic. Let's see if I can turn it over. Just bear with me a minute. Oh. See what this side's like. Wow. Yeah, that's clean. That's clean. It's got some bits down there. But I'll go over it with the wire brush and see what happens, and I'll show you then when I've done it. Okay, so I'll be back. Right, back again, and as you can see, it's come up so well. It really has. God, I'm so impressed with this. So I've gone over with, well, I wiped it down initially with the blue toweling. Then I very quickly went over with a wire wheel. They're only brass, like this, that one and this one, to get in here. So they're not damaging the metal at all because they are brass. And wow, absolutely stunning. And it really wasn't hard work, it was just a quick whiz round. So impressed, and these valves look absolutely beautiful. What I did notice was that this is the reason why I haven't done anything to the head as regards reconditioning, putting it out. It has already got new seals for the, or seats should I say, for the inlet valves for the modern petrol, so I won't get that burning out, so I can put all the petrol in that without any fears. It's just getting better and better as I look at this. And if I turn it over, just bear with me a minute. Oh God. It's actually taking that horrible black paint off, which is perfect. If we turn it over again, now okay, I haven't got a dishwasher, but you know, for me that is just superb. I've got absolutely zero complaints about that at all, and I've justified the expense of that ultrasonic cleaner because it's going to do everything for me. I'm going to put the twin carbs in there shortly and see how that comes out. But yeah, look at the face of that, and the end there. I'm not replacing those two core plugs, they look as if they're quite new. I know they can rust on the inside, but the fact that they are in that condition suggests to me that they've been replaced quite recently, so I won't be replacing those. And the other end where the water pump is, if we turn it up to that, fantastic, absolutely fantastic. Can't believe it. For very little work, a wipe down and a quick whiz over with the wire brush, and that was it. With that thing there, look at the shine on that. It's like chrome. Amazing. So, my conclusion is, although they come out like that, conclusion is it just wipes off, literally wipes off. So don't be disheartened when you open the lid and drag it out and you see that. Don't worry about it, because it does literally wipe off. So what I'm going to do now, I will stop there on this. I will show you the water actually, because it's quite interesting. Mucky. Mucky, mucky, mucky. But that's good, shows it's doing its job. So I will get the carburetors out and I will put those in the basket and give those a half-hour soak. I will take the float chamber, not the float chamber, the float out, because that's plastic. And I don't want to ruin that. So I will take the float out, and it's okay on rubber, so that's okay. And we'll see how they go. That should be quite interesting, because they're a bit mucky. So I'll show you those before I put them in, and then I'll show you them when they come out. Okay, so conclusion so far, very, very impressed. Very impressed. Okay, bye for now. See you shortly. Right, so I've taken the two carburetors apart, and I've kept everything together, well, taken them apart, but I've kept everything together on the left hand and right hand side for each of the carburetors. I don't want to mix the two up. And I've just got the controls in the centre to, if you like, separate them. So I should put that in and we'll see how it goes. I've taken out the valve, the dash pot valve and the petrol valve and the float for each one. I should keep those separate. So that one belongs to this one and that set belongs to this one. It probably makes no difference, but I'll do it anyway. So we'll put that in for 15 minutes, have a look, and then probably another 15 minutes and see how they come out. They're quite mucky actually, so it might need 3 15-minute sessions. We'll see, we'll see. Okay, so I'll see you in a minute. Okay, so that's after the first 15 minutes in the tank, and as you can see it's still looking quite grimy, but if you look, it's all loose. And that's just how it was on the cylinder head. Yuck. So I think I will pop that in for another 15 minutes and then take it out and give them a good wipe and see how we get on. Okay, see you in a minute. This is how the one of the carburetors has come out of the tank. This is after another 15 minutes. So as you can see, just like the cylinder head and the other components, it doesn't look pretty good, does it? It looks a bit manky still, but if anything like the cylinder head, that lot is going to just wipe off. So let me give that a try and I will come back to you. Well, for the final part of the video, this is the first carburetor. So I've given it a wipe over, that's all I've done, given it a wipe over, and you know, it's, oh, seconds out, it's clean, very clean. The only thing it didn't manage to do was take out the staining in there, which is a lacquer from the petrol and oil. That's the only thing it hasn't removed. It's taken a little bit off, but that might be down to a different solution to use in the ultrasonic cleaner. But I hadn't realised actually how mucky this carburetor was. It was caked in grease, absolutely caked in it. But it all literally just fell off, came off in the cloth. So what I need to do now is to take this apart, take the float chamber off, take all the mechanism out, the choke, this leverage system here, take all that off. I should get a refurbishment kit for this anyway, for both of them, so I need to take it apart. But I think what I would do is take that all apart, so I can get into all the nooks and crannies, because I haven't been able to manage to do all that leverage system in there. But as you can see, there's still some in there, and especially on that part there. But that's only because I can't get in there to wipe it. So I think that's about it for today. As far as I'm concerned, it might not be to everybody's opinion, but as far as my opinion is concerned, then that ultrasonic cleaner has paid dividends. It's absolutely brilliant as far as I'm concerned. It doesn't look that impressive when it comes out the tank, but you've only got to give it a wipe over with this stuff, which is just ordinary paper on a tube, and it really brings it up, I've done 4 of the push rods now, as you can see there, absolutely gleaming. It's so easy, it just makes life so easy, and the cylinder head is just glorious, absolutely fantastic. I'm so pleased with that. Right, so I think that's about it. So I think that's given you a fairly good representation of the cleaner. Let's just go back up to it again. So the one I've got is a 30 litre Vega, and I will leave a link in the description of where I got this from, but to be honest with you, then you get them by different manufacturers, but they're all made by the same company in China, I'm sure of it. They're all fairly identical. This part here might differ, but they're all pretty much the same. So this has been going for a couple of hours now. So that's the state of the water now, and obviously the chemical. And I've still got the other carburetor sitting in there, dissolving away. Well, not the carburetor, but the grease. Yeah, very impressed with it. But if you want it, if you just Google it, to be honest with you, it doesn't have to be Vivor. There are many makes of this item. I think they just, the company who originally makes it just makes them, and then, like a lot of things, they just brand it up for different companies. It's got a drain cock on the side, so I've got the tubing which comes with it, and I can just attach the tubing and put it straight into the bucket and dispose of it. It's very simple to operate, really is. It's just got a mains plug on off switch there, and that's it really. There's not much to it. It's just a little heater and the ultrasonic elements inside. One thing you have to be aware of, it says 30 litres, but that's really the size of the unit. It's not the size of the bath inside itself. The bath only goes down to about here, just over halfway I would think. So it probably ends up about 20 litres rather than 30 litres. But it was the physical size I wanted. I wanted to be able to get the
cylinder head in there, which obviously it did. And they go right down from 30 right the way down to 6 litres, I think. I think you get 30, 22, 15, 12 and 6, something like that. And they obviously get smaller and smaller in physical size as you go down. So, yeah, I'm chuffed to bits, really am. That saved me an awful lot of work. Okay, that's about it, people. Hopefully the next video will probably be with the engine back from the company who are doing the rebore for me, along with the reground crank. They said I didn't need this cylinder head reconditioning anyway. They checked it out and they saw that the seals were, not seals, they're seats on the valves were done, so that didn't need redoing for the modern day petrol. So all looking good. It's a very good engine actually, very good. So got new pistons and rings, shells for the crankshaft and the con rods. I've got a new camshaft coming because it was a bit suspect. I didn't like the look of it. It was just going on some of the lobes, and so I thought, okay, I'll get a new camshaft for it. Anyway, you'll see all that when I come to do the rebuild. Alright, so bye for now, and hopefully I'll speak to you again in a couple of weeks or so. Alright, bye for now. Bye.
Hello again. Right, conclusions. I guess the first thing to say, would I recommend it, the ultrasonic cleaner? Yes, I would, absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt. It did its job really well, and the only thing I would change would be the solution I used. I've been in the house, I've been on the several various different companies, and I think what I need is something more like a carbon remover, grease remover, that sort of thing. What I've used is more for tarnish, so I'm going to get some a different solution and try that. The solution worked fine, but it didn't dissolve it off the item. As you know, I had to sort of wipe it off, and I was hoping that it would have dissolved it a bit more, but the actual unit was brilliant. I can't fault that in any way. So yes, I would recommend that particular unit, but like I said at the beginning, you have to kind of experiment with the different solutions which are available for ultrasonic cleaners. I wouldn't advise putting in any stuff. I mean, perhaps gunk would be a great one to use, but I don't think that would be suitable for ultrasonic cleaning. That's more for soaking overnight. But no, I'm very, very pleased with it, and considering that I'm not in an industrial position, so I can't use industrial size equipment or the power of the industrial size stuff, like washing machines or huge ultrasonic cleaners. I'm in a little garage, so I have to not use commercial stuff but for home use, and I think people have to bear that in mind. But that's all, and that's ample big enough for the cylinder head which I've got, which is a 4-cylinder. 6-cylinder won't fit, but what you can do with that is that you can prop it up at an angle, and then you do the cycle, say 15 minutes, and then turn it the other way. so it is possible. You don't have to have the lid on. You can have the lid open. So that's one method. Either that or go for a bigger unit. But 30 litre unit is ample for what I've got and ample for what I wanted. So that's it really. Hopefully this has been of some use to some of you. Yeah, I'm happy with it. Okay, and I can see this being used time and time again with all the other stuff I've got left to do. And I'm just keep looking down on the floor here where I've got it at the moment. And I've got the carburetors, the cylinder head, the push rods, some of the rocker shaft components, which I've done, and they look bloody superb. They really do. So yeah, it's done its job definitely. Okay, so that's it for now, and I'll speak to you again hopefully in 2, maybe 3 weeks. Okay, see you later. Bye.